solar investment is one investment which is a win-win for everybody. A farmer is happy because his land is not acquired. He can lease it for 50,000 rupees. It's like a rental income permanent for him with an increase of 5% every year for 25 years. What better thing can he ask for? The state gains and the people of the state gain because of clean energy, and the investor gains because he's going to make a lot of money. And Punjab state, nobody could ever expect that Punjab will get into solar. Reason, because Punjab, every inch of land is prime land, agriculture land, unlike other states like Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, even Gujarat, where for miles and miles you don't see any agriculture activity. That land is basically not producing anything, and for that region to get into this is a logical way. But the way we in our state went about it, and I must congratulate this team that they have been able to achieve the impossible and get together a policy combination of farmers, government and the investor together in one single platform, even involving the panchayats, which way I don't think so anywhere in this country something like this could happen, and especially at the speed at which the whole thing has been implemented. Regarding solar power, we have a very ambitious plan. Our target is 2000 megawatts by 2017, our state. We are doing a combination of couple of things. Our new policy of making farmers entrepreneurs. Our target this year is 500 megawatts which will be allocated to farmers. Farmers means who has been owning or cultivating agricultural land in his name for last 5-7 years. We will be reserving 500 megawatts for them. So let those people also get into a new generation of become entrepreneurs. And this, I was talking to the Joint Secretary and I was telling him that this policy, these people, especially the farmers, should be given a special incentive in financing, so that you are encouraging people from the villages to become entrepreneurs. And even if they start for half a megawatt, 1 megawatt or 2 megawatt, 1.5 megawatt, it will be a good diversion plus another good source of income. Second, we are looking at, like I was talking to the Chief Secretary, we have banks. In Punjab has the best canal network in the country. On the banks of the canal, rather than on the canal, put it on the banks. And we have miles and miles of banks of the canal which can be used. That's a government available land which can be used. 1.2 lakh tubewells connections. And I was going to discuss with the electricity department that let's get into solar for those 1.2 lakh tubewells. And I was talking to the Chief Secretary also that we should have a meeting immediately. REDA is very happy. They were ready to finance. And I was talking to the Joint Secretary. They are ready to give 30% is the subsidy on that. So we'll come out with a combination. And it's solar tubewells is a win-win for both the farmer as well as the state. Farmer, why? Because that will be his own property. He can normally the electricity in the tube well comes in 3 shifts, sometimes at night, sometimes in the daytime. Here he'll get only in the daytime, which is good for him, and it's available whenever he wants. Win for the state, because our subsidy bill will come down over years. I must tell you, Punjab is one state which has approximately about 14 lakh tubewells, Chairman sir? 1260. So if you add this, it comes to 14. 14 lakh tubewells. If you combine the complete tubewells of the country, I don't think so, it will be 14 lakhs. 3 crore. No, but those pumps are hardly 1 horsepower, 5 was here. Actual. So we, in our state, I was looking at that these pumps, and slowly, if we can convert all others also into solar, because we in our state provide 5,000 crores approximately as subsidy every year to the electricity department, and that again, if we get into solar slowly over years, and I've discussed this proposal with even the big investors, that we can come out with a scheme rather than we paying the state government, paying the 5,000 crore to electricity board, we can pay to the investor, and he can over 10 years or 15 years, it's like a self-financing scheme which we can work out. And we require, I think 3,000-4,000 megawatts is the requirement of electricity for tubewells, and we are even, ours is the only state where agriculture tubewell is a different independent feeder. It's differently connected. So even I was even looking at a possibility of one block, where one block has got say 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 tubewells. Next to the grid we can put up a solar farm. So all 1,000 pumps can go from one place, and we can, that area becomes, we start getting power directly from those investors. So that much of subsidy can be reduced from state government to the electricity department, and we can give that same amount, and we can work out a thing to the investor. So in that way, over years, a big asset is created for the state. People had to go to, if an investor, now also, you have been putting up solar plants in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh. You will be going to 20 departments, 30 departments to get your clearance, environment clearance from somewhere, electricity clearance from somewhere, land use clearance from somewhere, Panchayati Raj clearance from somewhere. When I looked at all this, I said, how do we solve it? So I came up with the idea. I said, in all departments, who's heading it? Is all IS officer. You are heading all the departments. If the IS officers, if 20 have to take a decision, why can't one IS officer take a decision for 20 people? Initially, it was a very revolutionary idea. You know, taking away powers of 20 departments and giving it to one person. There was suddenly people, when we are sitting, they said, how can you do it? Every department has its own power, own regulation. I said, no. Who makes laws? He said, the government, assembly makes laws. I said, let's change the law. And we came up with the idea of Invest Punjab. Invest Punjab has become a role model for the country. It is going to be, the Honorable Prime Minister of India sent his team when he took over. They let us replicate the Punjab Invest model. Mr. Tiwari, after the Chief Minister, the most powerful person in our state with all the powers is Mr. Tiwari. His one signature, as you are mentioning, that you just went to one office. Do you know there was a wrong concept of single window? Single window is the biggest fraud. Single window opens into 1,000 windows, and then you can't get out of those windows. This is single person. You just meet Mr. Tiwari. You'll see, and our ad is coming out. One man, one telephone number, and one address. If you want to invest in Punjab. And we're going to put his photograph. So anybody can recognize, even if he's walking, shopping, all around, they know that we just have to meet him. Can you imagine? You just have to meet him, and all departments are in his own department. We have transferred all the chief engineer from there and made him independent of everybody. Now, not even a single file of yours goes to any of those respective departments. Everything is within him and his, And I gave him a target of 30 days, that when a person investor comes, within 30 days, he has to get one letter with a signature that everything is being cleared. But I'm not happy with him at the moment because he's taking 38 days. And his target, he's promised me that from 38 days, we'll come down to 30 days, and you'll be happy. In the last 1 year, since this whole operation went down, nearly 174 companies have got the clearances, 174. And all of you shared your experiences just now, that no other place in the country, that's what I was saying. I was going to tell the Prime Minister also, if we want investment in the country, we should have also one Invest India. That one office of Invest India, you may be from anywhere in the world, you just go there and they give one clearance, and then you don't have to go to RBI, you don't have to go to this environment, you don't have to go anywhere.
It wasn't easy because people do talk about size, and they also talk about how much have you achieved. I was just going through the list of the other day, and we are, I guess, 5th or 6th in solar capacity addition, and I guess we got awarded also for what we've achieved, but the states that are better than us are states which are 4 times our size. Gujarat is 4 times the size of Punjab, Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra are 6 times the size of Punjab, and Rajasthan is 7 times the size of Punjab. So if you compare sizes, I guess Punjab has achieved a lot, and we have tried to do whatever is possible, make the policies as easy as possible to go forward. The projects that have been very close to my heart, it gives me immense pleasure that when you click a button and you do a search that which is the single largest rooftop project in the world, and Punjab pops up. It's the most welcoming thought, or the most heartening thing that comes to my mind, that Punjab has actually arrived at the center stage when you talk about solar. And I'm very grateful and I'm very thankful, Chadda Sahab. That's why I wanted you to speak, and I have no words to express my gratitude and kindness that Babaji has shown in moving this project forward. I remember he called me for the first project, and I remember when I came out with the second bid, I called him. And those bank issues that you did talk about is exactly what I flagged off with Mr. Tarun Kapoor. I said, look at the potential. The potential is 400 megawatts. But because of some law that needs to be tinkered with, which needs to be sorted out, and suddenly he's actually stopped at 21. But I know they have the ability and the capacity to go to 300, 400 megawatts. But those changes, if made at the right time, will really make a big difference for rooftop. People have come out and invested their money right on the border, which I think no successive governments have achieved, but your government has achieved that. NRIs have come back and invested. It was always a question whenever you had an NRI Sammelan, what have the NRIs done? And I'm happy to share with you that the non-resident Indians of Punjab have actually come and invested 655 crores in projects in Punjab on their land, and they are successfully operating today. And they're also very happy. We've got a list of around 6,000 acres and around, I guess, 3,000 or 4,000 farmers. Our Bharatiya Kisan Union leader sitting here, he would be happy to know that everybody has benefited from this game change. Like I said, the green revolution was brought about where farmers played a very active role. Even the green power solar revolution's going to come around in Punjab with the active support and help of the farmers. And farmers are very happy. And I guess all the agriculturists should be very happy, because it's always been talked about how the nutritious value of the soil is going down, and we need to give our land certain amount of rest. And today there's an option, because there are 2 kinds of farmers in Punjab. One who tills his own land, the other one who gives his land on lease. And people are happier giving their land on lease to the solar developers, because they feel personally that their income is assured. They are dealing with a player who's giving them checks, and they're dealing with a player who's giving them actually a better theka, you may call it, or a lease than what they're getting in the market. So the lease actually between a developer and 50% of the projects that we have executed in Punjab, 50% on people have bought land and 50% have been on land taken on lease. And the theka that each farmer has got is 45 to 50,000. Power, which is one of the biggest solar companies in Canada. Then we've got Light Source, we've got Mahindra, Hero, Sterlite, Adani, Acme, L&T, who all showed interest in that projects that we have just bid out for 50 megawatts to 150, and we've given them an option that it should not be a single location. You can choose 10 to 12 different locations where you can set up your plants, and we've got a great response. And with the active support of your department and Mr. Chaudhary, I guess we will make that 500 megawatts succeed. Plus what we are going to be introducing today, and which I'm going to request the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister to be talking about, that is the farmer solar policy, where from 1 megawatt to 2.5 megawatts we are going to be giving out to the farmer. It's about creating first-time entrepreneurs. It's about changing the farmer's life from actually driving around in a tractor to being conductive, to be having the ability to conduct meetings in the boardrooms.